So we're going to give you our opinion on which one is the best. And it's going to be a close race.
Very close. Too close to call.
Hello and welcome once again to the Urban RVers. I'm Monica.
I'm Paul.
And we decided that we were going to get in the RV and take a little trip next to the Lafayette area in a town called Scott, Louisiana, also known as the Boudin Capital of the world. So we decided, hey, why don't we go to some of our favorite Boudin places and see which one is the best, because that's always an argument. Which team are you on when it comes to Boudin? The best places to get them.
And these aren't all the Boudin places, but these are our favorites, and also probably at least 2 out of the 3 are the most popular in the Scott area, in the Lafayette area.
And to prove that it's the Boudin capital of the world, these 3 different Boudin places or specialty meats are within a mile of each other.
Yes. And this will not be a blind taste test because we're the people who bought it, but we're going to be as honest as possible.
Absolutely. And you know, Paul, I grew up in the Southwest Louisiana area. We made Boudin ourselves growing up because we had hogs and we loved Boudin, and that was part of what we did every fall, make enough Boudin to last as long as possible. So I know a thing or two about Boudin. You know a thing or two about Boudin.
I do. I just know it's good.
Yeah.
How's that?
And people are saying, okay, I'm not from Southwest Louisiana or Scott, Louisiana, or anywhere in that area. What are you talking about? It's basically a sausage that's made of pork. Sometimes there's pork liver in it, lots of green onions and seasonings and peppers. You cook all that down. Then when it's cooled just a little bit, you put it in a casing, which makes it look like a sausage. And it's spicy, it's delicious, and we love them. Can't eat them off every day now. That's not good for you.
So how are we going to do this? Are we going to start from end to end and
rock, paper, scissors? No, just kidding. However you want to go.
Okay. Well, let's do one at a time, and we both sample the same ones while we do it. So let's start in alphabetical order with the best stop.
The best stop. My father used to love that place. And what I look for in a good Boudin is a careful balance between that meat and the rice. You don't want too much rice, but you don't want too much meat either. A perfect blend. Seasoned, but not over the top seasoned. What do you look for?
Season, exactly like you. Not over the top. I'm not a super spicy person, but there's actually one of these places, and all of them actually do smoked versions of this, but we didn't get the smoked because we wanted to basically do one variety, one style. But I actually favor the smoked.
Okay, yeah, all right. So here's how we're going to do. We're going to start with the way you have them laid out.
Yep.
This is the best stop, Billy's, and the third
Kartchner's.
one, Kartchner's. And again, they're within a mile of each other. So Paul, you take one. Ooh, that one's already gone.
All right.
And I'll take one.
And I'll just give you a close-up of the plate. There it is, the sausage casing, the actual Boudin. And let's see.
Yeah, so you have rice, you have peppers.
And you just kind of cut into it.
Yeah.
And if I remember, when we got the best stop, I think they had a regular and a spicy and
a mild.
A mild and a spicy. And the person at the counter told us, we'll get the spicy because it's really not that spicy. But it is.
It's spicy. If you don't like a lot of spice, you might just want a little piece of this as well. So again, this one, my father used to love to shop there. And it's really good. As you can see, there's a good balance of rice, a good balance of meat, and for me, it's good. It's not too spicy. So we got to pace ourselves. We can't eat all of them.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to grab a couple more plates instead of trying to finish one whole serving of each store.
Well, I'll continue on. Yeah. I told you we needed more on each one plate. So yeah, I got a little pepper go down here.
Mm-hmm.
Again, when we were growing up, we would make our own boudin. So you usually, this is when you have the hog, and if you don't like to know about how hogs, end up on a table, you might want to close your ears for a second. But we would actually use a lot of the different parts of the pig, and then we'd actually use the intestines for the casing. But nowadays, these are really ones that you can use. They're very thin and delicious. I don't eat the casing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm cleansing my palate with Coke.
Okay, so we're through with this one. I'm going to put this aside.
All right.
Because I
So
will finish it eventually.
we've eaten Best Stop.
All right.
And now we're going to Billy's, which I will concede is the most popular of the three places.
Right.
Big long lines.
Yeah, so when we walked in, and we've seen it longer than that, we've seen the drive-through almost out the door as well. Oh, thank you, Paul. And we went in there, and about 15 minutes, but what you find is that people are very friendly. They're like, what is this? They have all these different specialties. You can buy a frozen container of the boudin. And again, boudin is so popular in that area. And it's not just at Billy's or the Best Stop. It could be at a gas station. You can buy boudin there as well. And it's always good. So this is Billy's.
I find this is a little richer than the Best Stop. I don't know what you think. But again, I think I was a little overpowered with the spiciness. But
Okay. Now there's a kick to this one too, though, even though it's not as spicy. But again, what I like is that there's a really good balance between the rice and the mixture of the pork and the seasonings and the peppers.
Now, the other interesting thing about boudin in Louisiana, and even places like the Houston area, is you can get boudin in supermarkets. But it does not compare at all to going to a place like one of these.
Yeah, the Boudin Capital of the world. So if you're on Interstate 10, around the Lafayette area, you'll see the sign for Scott. It will say Boudin Capital of the world. You can go to the right, you can veer to the left. You will find some boudin. So again, it's Boudin or Boudin. It's French. But when people in Louisiana, when they got kicked out of Canada, they came from France, they basically put their own spin on it as well. I like a lot of green peppers. Some people like to see the green peppers, or they like to see the green onions. So it's like gumbo. There's so many different ways. Okay, I need to stop talking. Okay.
And that reminds me, we've got to do some kind of gumbo video one day. I don't recommend cooking 3 different gumbos, but
no, we're not doing that.
we can sit over your gumbo and talk about the differences in gumbo.
Okay, the differences in gumbo. So again, as an urban RVer, we were near the Lafayette area. We stayed at our favorite place in Broussard, Parkside, and it didn't take long to get to Scott. And okay, you're gonna give me a piece here? Oh, why the biggest piece?
Oh no! There we go.
Okay.
I keep that.
Yes, that's too much.
All right. Kartchners.
Okay, so we're not gonna have getting our feelings, but it's relatively new compared to the others. And everybody in my family, whose team are you on? Are you Team Billy? Are you Team Best Stop? Are you Team Kartchner?
Now this has a totally different taste.
Okay.
To me.
Yeah, it's almost like it's maybe like some brown gravy or something in it. But again, just an excellent balance of the rice and the meat. I can see a little bit more meat in this one. So they have specialty meats as well. When we went there wasn't a ton of people, but very friendly folks. And you can buy, if you're just traveling through the area and you have your RV and you want to stock up, they sell. You can put your stuff in the styrofoam. You can just take it with you. You could spend $100 before you know it.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's crackling, and that was about $20 a pound.
Yeah, cracklings go for about $20 a pound. The boudin, on average, about $7 to $8 a pound at the different places.
Right. So a half a pound, costs about what, $8, seven something. But normally when we go, because it's so popular and people want you, if your relatives find out that you're going to be going to any one of these places, can you pick up some boudin for us? So you're buying boudin for them, you're buying boudin to eat when you get there.
So you'll spend about $60 to $80 before you know it.
Delicious.
And they have boudin balls. And
Yeah, speaking of that, so you can get the traditional ones. We won't talk about how we grew up. There was a darker one that you could use, the blood boudin you could make as well.
what kind of boudin?
Blood.
What?
Oh yeah, that's for another another one. Hey, you do what you got to do. But it was all, you can't sell it, but we would make it. But you can get boudin balls, the jalapeno peppers in it. You can get crawfish. You can
Crawfish
get
boudin, yeah.
crawfish boudin. I even saw a sign for alligator boudin. I've never tried it. I'll just stick to the basics like this. All sorts of things. You can get a pie. We also got a boudin pie, which was boudin at the bottom of the pie with a little yam mixture, and it's baked. So pecan. It's just so many variations. So we're going to give you our opinion on which one is the best, and it's going to be a close race.
Very close. Too close to call, but not too close to eat.
Not too close to. Yeah, there's something a little bit different with the third one. I can't figure it out, but the texture is really, really good.
Yeah.
Are you ready to make a determination?
I'll let you go first.
It is close for me. I'm sorry, I'll go with the first two, either the best stop. There's a nostalgic reason. I like that one. Again, it was one of my father's favorite places to stop. He's been gone now about 8 years, but he always loved to stop and get boudin and crackling. Billy's is so good. They have several locations and just the sheer volume that they do. But even though I have a sentimental attachment, I'm going to go with Billy's.
You're going to go with Billy's. And I think I'm going to go with Billy's too. And I think I'm going to make my second choice from this tasting basically because the best stop, we got the spicy, so it kind of obscured things. So I'm going to go with Kartchner. I'm going to give them a run for the money. For second place.
For second place.
What's your second place?
My second place will be the best stop because I like the spicy. We might be a little comparing apples and oranges because we did get the spicy because why get mild, right? Our palate is used to spicy things. But my second one would be best stop because it just reminds me of how we used to make it growing up. Okay.
All right.
So again, Urban RVers, sometimes you just have a taste for something. So we wanted to drive to the Southwest Louisiana area, the Lafayette area, that's the larger area in the town in the area. Then you have Scott, but it is the Boudin Capital of the world. And in fact, the Louisiana legislature did that in 2012. They designated it as the Boudin Capital of the world. So,
and they have a big Boudin festival every year too, which we must go to.
We must go to. Lots of festivals in this neck of the woods between New Orleans and all the festivals, particularly people are gearing up post-COVID and the Lafayette area. Lots of fun, lots of good music, lots of good food. So.
And we both went to college at University of Louisiana Lafayette. Back then was known as University of Southwestern Louisiana. And there was a grocery store near campus that sold boudin that the students just loved.
We loved it. And they would do the boudin balls, little small links. So instead of we did have it too, pizza parties on the weekends in the dorm, we would have boudin ball parties. So, yeah. So I haven't heard their name mentioned in a long time.
Como's.
Como's.
So if you know if Como's is in business or not, put something in the comments. Also, subscribe. Can't guarantee that by subscribing you'll get some boudin, but
this is going to be gone.
It'll make us happy if you do.
We didn't buy a ton. We didn't buy the big old box because we wanted to just taste it. So it was a quick trip down to Scott, Louisiana in the Lafayette area. So that's our show for today. We're very happy. I'm going to finish mine. I'm not going to let it go to waste. You did pretty good, Paul.
I got a little bit over here.
Just a little bit left.
All right. Eat up, Urban RVers.
There you go. The Boudin battle continues. Let us know if you like Boudin, which ones are your favorite places to go, or favorite types to buy. And we'll talk to you next time on the Urban RVers. All right, let's eat.